We bring joy and dreams. We are the Sandman and the Tooth Fairy. We are the Easter Bunny and Santa. And our powers are greater than you ever imagined.
Guardians be rising, co-host.
Yes, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
Rise,
rise, motherfucker, rise!
You gotta remember this is a kids review.
You did it wrong.
What?
You're supposed to say, "Rise of the Guardians, boy."
Oh yeah, that's my signature. I forgot to throw in my signature, boy. Let me start over. Leon, boy, them Guardians be rising, don't they?
Yeah.
Rise of the Guardians, boy. Boy. And hey, man, I gotta tell you, Leon, because this past weekend, Leon told me, man, he said, when you start a review, it's always, boy, we talking about blank, blank, blank. And
I heard that episode.
Yeah, and I just kind of laughed it off. And I was like, yeah, I do that, whatever. But then I went back and started listening to our library. It was almost like, what was that movie with Chaz Palminteri?
Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects. Every one, I was just like, boy, here we go. I was like, boy, boy. And I started sweating. I was like, man, I do start every review with boy. What's wrong with me?
You had one of those, oh, fuck moments. Yeah.
When you do it, we've been doing it together as long as we've been doing it. After a while, we're the only ones who know every little weird little tick that each of us has. That's true. And every once in a while, we call the other one out on it, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I do that. Boy.
You guys are lucky because I got you and I got the goddamn commenters always reminding me what I fucking do.
Oh, I get those two, man. Don't worry
I
about
was
it.
going to say, what, do you think it's just you?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Salisbury. Oh, wait a minute. No.
Oh, my God.
No, it's another.
No, are you going to have fireworks go off in the background? I always wanted to come in like a retired wrestler coming back.
Oh, and look who's coming down the aisle. It's Cyrus. Oh, no.
I heard that Brian Salisbury's been on this position. I've heard he's been in the show. And I got one thing to say to you, Brian Salisbury. I'm here now, and I'm going to review the shit out of you.
Oh, my God. Cyrus is rising. He's rising.
Cyrus.
The original Punisher has returned.
Yes, we traded in our young hefty white guy for a new hefty white guy. The good old reliable Cyrus. How you doing, man?
We know and love.
I'm ready to review the fuck out of this movie.
Yes. Yes.
Review the shit out this movie, boy.
His review is rising.
I don't know if all that's necessary.
It got so bad. Like, I was like home with my parents. My mom would cook dinner. I'd be like, Mom, of all the dinners you've made, this is far from the best.
But you know what? This movie, man, Rise of the Guardians. I was looking forward to this because Guillermo del Toro attached his name to it. And I thought,
But doesn't he attach his name?
Was there a movie this year he wasn't attached to?
Yes. I'm producing that.
I'm just waiting for him to announce I am now officially going to make every single movie.
Right.
He's already done that.
Going to make them all.
yeah, you hear about Twinkies that about to be extinct. No, Guillermo del Toro's going to come in and produce Twinkies now.
Bringing that shit back. Yeah.
And then he's going to eat them all.
Yeah. Twinkies rising. Yes.
Guillermo del Toro's Twinkie the Kid. And somewhere he'll work a backbone into the design of Twinkie the Kid.
Well, see, that's what I thought here. I thought, okay, Guillermo del Toro's going to come in. He's going to make this dark children's story, and he even started touting it as, oh, this is a dark tale of the folklore mythology of all the holiday creatures coming out and joining forces to stop some shit,
and then some.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, it's only dark in the sense that they're action heroes, which is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a majority of it takes place at night.
Well,
yeah, there's that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you were expecting, you read that from Guillermo del Toro, you would be expecting something dark. I didn't read that. So to me, I was just like, wow, it's actually, I wouldn't say dark, but more edgy than they've ever, portrayed these characters before.
Well, I mean, Santa Claus has a full tat sleeve. I mean, I guess
he's
so.
a Russian biker.
Yeah. Shit, man. Santa Claus as a Russian Jew wielding swords. I was like, shit, this is badass.
I thought it was Sons of Anarchy for a second.
Exactly, yeah.
You got the badass Australian Easter bunny with his spiked boomerangs and stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, a Jewish Santa Claus?
And
okay, this is truly spitting in the eye of Jesus, saying, this is my holiday.
and the Sandman running around throwing sand in people's faces. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. I did think it was a great idea. So you have a lot of these folklore holiday characters coming together to stop fear or nightmare. The
boogeyman.
The Oogie Boogeyman. So you got the Easter Bunny, you got the Sandman, you got the Tooth Fairy, and who else? Of course, you got Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But the one that nobody ever cares about or remembers is Jack Frost. And why? Why would you remember Jack Frost?
Because he looks like he got kicked out of a boy band.
He does.
Doesn't he? And then, walked into the Macy's Christmas store display when they were putting it up, and sprayed some of those fake ice crystals on his face. But Jack Frost is a minor archetypal character in Christmas time lore, right? And the movie seizes on that, saying, "Oh, Jack Frost."
You only heard of him in that one goddamn song. That's about it.
That's it. Jack Frost is walking around and voiced by Chris Pine here. He does look like a boy band guy. He's walking around all mopey, being all sensitive, got his hair all nice, looks like he shops at Old Navy with the hoodie and everything.
I thought he looked like a gay anime character, but that's about it.
But he's walking around saying, you guys, y'all got it good. Nobody ever remembers me. And it's like, why should we? All you do is fuck up my rooftop of my car and make me go to work on cold days. I mean, who wants to remember Jack Frost?
He gives you snow days.
He might give you a snow day.
And the thing is, I was like, you give them a snow day that they have to make up later when they don't get out of school.
Exactly.
As soon as they want to.
Well,
I thought when the temperature changes, it gives you snow, not actual guy. I mean,
and the story here is trying to say, like, all right, so you're like, all right, so what the deal here? Obviously, Jack Frost is our main character. It introduces him when he first becomes Jack Frost, and then it's like hundreds of years later. What? But yeah, we're like, all right, so why is Jack Frost our main character when you got Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all these more familiar characters? Because the core of the story is, who is Jack Frost? Why is he even there? And the answer is like within that, that whole, who is Jack Frost? Well, he's the dude that gives you the snow days.
Jack Frost ain't shit. I'm from Waco. Jack Frost ain't ever gave me shit. I ain't got no snow days. We don't get no fucking snow in Waco.
And it is a bit of a reach.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm like,
he doesn't really hang out in Texas.
It's like he's going to say like people should remember. No, nobody should fucking remember you. That's the first thing I'm mad about in this movie.
The movie acknowledges that.
Fuck a Jack Frost. Nobody give a fuck about Jack Frost. God damn it.
Obviously, you don't believe.
I do. I
That's
believe.
your problem right there.
Yeah, I do believe Jack Frost fucks up my day when
Pretty sure
the only coldness with you is in your heart.
I'm pretty sure the Easter Bunny ain't hopping around Palestine. That's all I'm saying.
That's another motherfucker I got a problem with too. But I'll get into that later. I really do have a problem with the Easter Bunny in this movie. But no, it's so. When the boogeyman shows up and says, now there's another thing I understand. He said, well, don't nobody believe in me either. And but unlike you, Jack Frost, I'm gonna make all these people pay. And I'm thinking, what do you mean nobody believes in the boogeyman? I know niggas 35 years old who's scared of the boogeyman. Man, why you running? Shit, I thought I saw something over there. Grown ass man, really?
It could have been the boogeyman.
Shit, boogeyman. I don't know what you're talking about. You see that motherfucker?
Didn't Carla make a movie about that guy?
Yeah, exactly. Jude Law, I will say, does a fine job at voice acting, but I did think that was a weak character. I think that this story is actually really cool. This was, and Cyrus and I were just sitting up here trading a Wikipedia notes on this. Yeah, but it's by it's based on a book by a guy named William Joyce.
He did. Didn't he do Roly Poly Oly?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ!
I didn't read that in the Wikipedia notes.
Yeah, no, we didn't go to the children's section and look that up. No.
Yeah,
but that's because you don't do your research, co-host.
I mean, maybe
needs that?
he did. I know with this, his daughter gave him the idea of, well, what if the Easter Bunny met Santa Claus, and he thought that'd be cool, and then she died. Oh yeah, so he was gonna be co-director on this, but he said, hey, I just don't have the heart to do it now. Yeah, it's just pretty awful, but if there's anything good that came out of that, we got the first black or African American director of a big budget animated movie here, a guy named Peter Ramsey. So silver lining on everything, right? No, I'm sorry.
One more notch in the black people's belt there. Yes,
but it was kind of cool how it got made, because it was a book, and then he got together with an effects company and said, well, I want to make a movie, and they said, well, okay, well, maybe we can't make a movie. Let's make a short, and they made the short. Something about the man on the moon or whatever, and then DreamWorks said, and I said, you know what, hey, this is really cool. So we're gonna bring in. We'll be close to your vision. We'll even let you stand around and eat donuts while we make this. So let you know we're doing all right. And this is the movie we got. I don't think that the premise here in the movie. I haven't read the book. You read the book, Liam?
I have not.
Because I know you read the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. So I don't
Read all them kitty bullshit books.
Yeah, you know you ain't got a children's section at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, give me shit for trying to do my job.
I know they got them big bold letters in here.
When you get escorted handcuffs from Barnes and Noble, that's when he's yelling out, "Research, man, research."
Better you than me, man. I admire your dedication. Though.
Yeah, wow, he's
Come on,
really
I
into this.
ain't Pete Townsend over here.
See Leon in that line for Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Part 6. The Barnes and
Him
Noble.
and Hector. But no, I don't know how the book is. I know the cool thing with the book is that it's set 200 years before this movie. The book tells about how all these legends came to be who they are. The author here, William Joyce, said, "I want to make this later so that people won't have a chance to say, well, I like the book better." He said, well, I guess he can say, well, motherfucker, this ain't based on the book. So, it's the movie. So this is 200 years after that. And maybe I would have loved to have seen an origin story, because as it stands right now, I think it's more visually great than the story-wise. And I'm not even saying the story is terrible. I think the story, I could take it or leave it. Within 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, this is really for kids out there.
Yeah, it was really directed at the very young kids, and the dialogue as well to a certain extent. I mean, I didn't think it was stupid or anything, but the jokes were very simple. They're made so you didn't have to think about it too much.
They're tame.
Yeah, they're very tame. I mean, everything was given a very soft edge, which is fine. Like, I mean, if I had a major problem, it's that the villain is just not that interesting as a villain because they were afraid to give him too much of an edge.
Exactly.
But that being said, as you were saying, the visuals are stupendous. I mean, the guys who put together these set pieces and just, who designed all, the storyboard of these things, who came up with the ideas for each different world we see, they had to have been on drugs. It's colorful and vibrant and fast moving and constantly surprising. I mean, there was a point I was like, you know what? I really don't give a shit about this story, but I'm enjoying the fuck out of sitting here just watching it whiz by me.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of those visuals too. I think that's where Guillermo del Toro may have put in his influence, just by seeing just how elaborate. Even when Jack Frost, everything he touches with this walking cane that he has, just turns into these really cool frostbite kind of designs. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of detail for this, but man, it looks like Guillermo del Toro's shit that he usually does in his goddamn notebook. But the thing is,
when you sound mad at Guillermo del Toro, his goddamn notebook with that goddamn stick.
Well, you
I
can't,
was
you
going to
can't
say
ever,
you're giving him too much praise, but
you can't ever watch a goddamn Guillermo del Toro documentary without that motherfucker busting out his book that he's done drawings for in every one of his movies with all his crazy ass character designs,
gnarled,
and set designs.
yeah.
You can't. You see that shit all the time. But saying that though, I will give this film a lot of credit. And I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it needed some more backstory, like an origin. But I felt, wow, why am I really digging the hell out of this movie? And then at the end of the movie, I figured it out. Oh, this is fucking the Avengers with Santa Claus and the Easter
you know what?
Bunny.
No. You know what?
Really
Carlos,
what it
I
is.
said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
'Cause especially by the time it gets to the last action sequence, I was like, this is the Avengers.
Well, the villain.
It's all bringing them together, with the villain and everything.
The villain is Loki. I mean, he's
very much.
manipulative, and that's about it. I mean, he's not all. You really don't get too much of him. But I was like, I couldn't help every scene. I was like, wow, this Loki was pretty much doing the same shit in the Avengers movie. Kind of just talking them, influence them, making them not believe in themselves. And
this is a big theme going on right now throughout a lot of different forms of entertainment, of bringing together all these archetypal characters into one big thing. I mean, the show Once Upon a Time is another great example.
Sure.
Hey, let's take every single fairy tale character and find a way for them all to be in the same story together. I mean, this is not an uncommon thing, and I like it. I like seeing this happen. Yeah. It definitely. I mean, these are all. I mean, for one thing, they're all like, hey, nobody has the rights to these, but everybody knows their name. Right. Yeah. You're going to be seeing more of this sort of thing. In other words,
that's true. Well, there's been so much of it lately, and it seemed like it had dropped off a little bit. But I guess these guys, it takes a while to get one of these movies out. I can't agree enough on how visually rich it is. In fact, I was impressed over and over by how much detail and how much great design went into the characters and the backgrounds. And I was like, you know what? With this movie, they didn't have to do this, but they did. It was like people who worked on this really loved it, and just the way they came up with something for the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and so much of it. But also, as much as you guys saying the story could take it or leave it, I dug the story. I mean, as co-host brought up, it was very much like the Avengers, and I was like, you know what? This is a movie that is very much for kids, but it manages to do that thing that so many movies miss, where I'm like, this is for the kid in me, which I didn't even think existed anymore, that is able to take these characters I grew up with and make them actually really cool. I like every one of them. I like the personalities that came with them. And needing an origin. Like, good Lord, it's Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. How much of an origin do you fucking need?
I know how much you into this. You still go around knocking kids' teeth out trying to get money from the tooth fairy. So you do believe,
but also with the villain, I didn't think he was weak because when he first comes on, I was like, well, what can this guy do? But he manages to fuck them up in ways where I was just like, holy shit, I feel a genuine threat from this guy who's like, he's playing for real at times. And he is so much Loki because, I mean, there's times when, it seems like, wow, he actually could pull this off. And then maybe not, but maybe he could.
Well, you know what? It's the villain. See, that's why I didn't like the story that much, because I just thought the villain just snarled. I love Jude Law's voice.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Jude Law's really one.
It's funny. I thought it was Rufus Sewell for most of it.
So did I.
You know what? I thought it was. I could see Rufus Sewell. I thought it was
Michael Fassbender.
No.
The whole time I was going like, man, if anytime Ray Fiennes says no to a villain, Rufus Sewell is right there to go like, oh, me, I'll do it.
No. I thought, who did I think it was? I thought it was the guy that did Iron Man's robotic butler.
Paul Bettany.
I thought it was Paul Bettany at first, but then I
was like, no, it's not him.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
I
thing is
honestly
that-
thought it was Michael Fassbender, to where I was like, I love this character already.
But
I
see
don't
that
need
character
to
right
explore it.
there, and Jude Law. I mean, I'm like Sean Penn getting mad at Chris Rock. He's one of the finest actors
No,
we
he's
have
really
today.
good.
Yeah, no, he's really good to the point where I didn't think that villain had any real character, but I thought Jude Law did a great voice. But see, that villain just snarled and just quipped a little bit in
You say
villainous
that,
ways.
man, but he had a master plan that was very effective.
I thought my problem with the master plan was ultimately it felt like such a throwback to even old Rankin Bass type stuff, which I guess is fine.
Yeah,
but I was kind of bored by it. I was like, really? We're going with the whole, we have to have the belief of all the children. You got to clap your hands to save Tinkerbell. I just, all right, that's fine. This is made for really little kids. But for me, as an adult, it wasn't able to cross back over to that. Now, I will say that there did come a point that childhood nostalgia did kick into me for a bit. And I did, like, my heart grew 3 sizes at points. And I was like, you know what? Regardless of anything else, this is sweet. It is something that little kids in the audience were loving the shit out of. We're asking all the right questions of their parents around them. I was like, this is it gets that to that childhood center in just the right way, where nobody was bored. Everybody was invested in the characters of that age, but it was just too much I had seen before and done better in that sense. That being said, the actors who played the characters all invested a lot of time into developing those characters. Every single one had so much stuff between the actors voicing them and the animators, the decisions they made around them, like to make them so fleshed out. So many weird little details added to the stories we already know that never stop coming, that you're like, oh, I want to know more about Santa Claus in this story. I mean, little things like the elves are just a bunch of retards. The Yetis do all the work. I mean, that's awesome.
I love that. The Yetis are like Chewbacca's. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Chewbacca built the Millennium Falcon and all those other cool ships, so sure, why not? But I mean, going back to the villain, though, I mean, because I remember hearing you guys, I remember you, Corey, saying you didn't think the villain was that strong. So when I was watching the movie, I did see somewhat where you were coming from. But the fact that, it is based on these these child mythology type characters and holiday characters, the idea of what he's supposed to be doing, I didn't think it had to be like crazy, like him trying to take over the world. Him just, bringing fear to kids, by kind of taking away their innocence.
Yeah.
I really thought really worked, especially how he did it. I loved how, these characters, even though I'm like scratching my head like, all right, where the fuck is the leprechaun? Is he too fucking drunk and, being too many kids?
He is Irish.
To join this group. But I liked how they explained how these guardians were chosen. It started to make sense. It didn't make sense to me at first, like, okay, why the fuck is Santa Claus Russian? Why is the Easter Bunny a goddamn Australian? I don't get it, but I understood in the context of what the movie was, it was creating its own mythology of what these characters were. It was making them brand new again. And I really dug the hell out of it. But the one thing I really loved about the movie was the core of it, was the idea that, kids believing in these characters. I mean, that was the one thing that really grabbed to me, as how, they brought in just the idea of kids believing in these characters, which makes them real. I love how they ran with that story and made that part of the bigger picture. Even the kids interacting with these characters, I loved, it made it really fun. I think that's why a lot of the kids in the theater were really like falling in love with this, because they can see themselves. I mean, we've all known these characters since we were, since we were spawned. And, and the thing is, how could I mean? It's easy for me to fill in all the blanks as far as some of the background of these characters, which is why I didn't mind that there wasn't so much of an origin story.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. I think ultimately why I enjoyed this as much as I did visually, though, was that they're playing these characters as superheroes.
Yeah.
And
They made Sandman a badass.
Everybody has superpowers. Everybody has weapons, and they get into huge, superhero Avengers style battles constantly through the movie, which is not what you usually expect. Christmas movies.
I was a little upset though that they didn't bring out Jesus with his eye patch and long black trench coat, going, "You're not the only guardian in this town." I mean,
you gotta say that for the sequel.
Buddha will be like the Blob.
Jesus would show up, and him and Santa Claus would just be staring each other down for 10 minutes.
Who believes in who more? What have you done for kids lately?
Jesus, like, oh, you guys want to be around if it wasn't for me, assholes.
Tell the kids that, motherfucker. No, you know what? But I agree. As much as I didn't care for, when I say I didn't care for the villain, it's not like I hated him. I just kind of wrote him off because I just wasn't interested.
He didn't seem villainous enough.
He just seemed like he was just doing what a villain's supposed to do. Okay, that's
going
cool.
through the motions.
Yeah, but the character, I mean the Guardians, I thought they had a lot of clever ideas with those, and with their environments and with the characters themselves. Hey, look, I love that Santa Claus looks like he just got through walking out of a biker bar and stumbled drunk into a toy store.
I just love how quick he is to draw those swords and use them.
Oh yeah, no, and his workshop. I love his workshop. That's how, as a child, that's how I envisioned Santa's workshop. I mean, it truly was magical. I love what they did and Alec Baldwin does the voice of Santa Claus,
which is mind blowing.
Yeah, I
had no
would
idea.
never guess. I nailed everybody except for Alec Baldwin. I did not know who that was.
I every time I was like, I think that's Alec Baldwin.
I never got that. The Isla Fisher as the Tooth Fairy. I thought that was kind of a neat design for her. She's like a small little hummingbird who runs a big operation where little other smaller hummingbirds go and get teeth from people.
Runs a crack house. Yeah.
No, it was no crack house. No, you stop
even
that.
out to the point of you're like, oh, what's the importance of teeth? But they hold memories of all the things you did as a kid. And I was like, wow,
that's a nice touch.
Yeah,
no, they actually were inspired with a lot of the things that they explain why these things are so important for these legends to have.
Yeah, every tooth tells its own dentail.
Yeah.
Oh my God! We're talking about that.
I just to keep the Brian,
he just got back. He doesn't know. Yeah.
Just to keep the Brian fans happy, I have to tell a bad pun.
No,
keep us happy and shut the fuck up.
That's no fun.
But I thought that Jack Frost, he was what you would expect from a movie where they're trying to appeal to kids. He's edgy, like I said, he's got the hoodie and everything. He's pretty much Justin Bieber.
Kind of emo.
He's Justin Bieber with gray hair and real cold. But I thought what they did with the Sandman, that was really imaginative. The Sandman does not talk. Everything he tries to communicate with, he does with symbols that pops over his head with sand. It's almost like a thought bubble, except it's done with symbols of sand. And I thought that was really cool. The elves, I like the elves. I know, but the elves are not. They're little side characters.
They're Despicable Me.
Exactly. And some people like that, and some people don't. I like that in movies. I think
thought
that's
it was
adorable.
fucking cool.
Well, how come you didn't like it in Despicable Me then?
That was lame.
That was not lame.
Okay, you know why that was lame? Because all they did was just take some chicken nuggets and put eyes on them. But with these elves, they put real design work into them.
Plus, it was a neat twist on the conceit of
Yes,
the Santa
exactly.
Claus.
I'm sorry, but chicken McNuggets with eyes sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Awesome.
It sounds even better now that you said that. So, puh on you.
Yeah.
We have...
Now I'm hungry.
yeah, no. I got some soy chicken nuggets back there.
8-pack of
keep
chicken
that
McNuggets
shit.
with
That's not
eyes.
as cute as the chicken nuggets.
No, they're not.
But
Did you buy that on purpose?
I did put little googly eyes on them. Not as cute, no. But Wolverine, what's his name? Hugh Jackman as the Easter Bunny. Like the design of the Easter Bunny. Like Hugh Jackman doing this spin of the Easter Bunny being Australian. I love that, man. Especially when Jack Frost is fucking with him. Yeah, when you kangaroo, like, oh, you call that kangaroo, motherfucker. You know, I was like,
No offense. How is that not offensive? I mean, what's this clown know about bringing joy to children anyway?
You ever hear of a snow day? I know it's no hard-boiled egg, but kids like what I do.
But none of them believe in you, do they?
Bunny, enough.
No, the kangaroo's right.
The what? What did you call me? I'm not a kangaroo, mate.
If you're not a kangaroo, what are you?
I'm a bunny. The Easter Bunny.
I thought that was really funny that they had this antagonism between. But it's a personal bias. I don't like the Easter Bunny in real life, and I don't like the way they portrayed him in this movie because the Easter.
Did you bite into a rotten egg at some point?
That's the point. The Easter Bunny comes out in this movie, and I love the Easter Bunny's environment. Where they had the giant stone eggs that when they get ready for battle, they change around from that smiley face to "Don't fuck with us, get back."
They were quintessons from Transformers. That's awesome.
But the Easter Bunny in this movie,
when you're in Waco, you don't go around poking about in people's yards.
No, you get
That's
shot.
a bad idea.
I try to do that shit. No, the Easter Bunny in this movie comes out and he's saying, "Wait a minute, the kids don't believe in Easter. Easter's about hope. Easter's about joy." When I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck about Easter. Because Easter's just
So the movie's bad because of your bad.
I didn't say it was bad, and I did say the personal bias. Tell me, man,
I
come
did
on.
say the Easter Bunny was the least interesting character of the major ones because
Really?
the shtick
I didn't
got
think
old
that.
after a while.
Hey, tell me something, sir. Now you a real man. You tell me something.
Okay. Oh, now I
No.
gotta look up
boy.
Oh, you're the measure of a real man.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me,
Since you so great,
let me,
You
let
ain't
me
like
put
these-
my purse down for a second.
Full of eggs. No, when you were
He loves calling on the white boy.
no, man, I'm just saying, when you were a kid, it was cool looking for eggs, but when you actually found them, you said, "What the fuck am I supposed to do
All I
with this?
wanted
It's
was the
eggs."
chocolate.
Supposed to eat
That's all
it.
I wanted.
Yeah.
Man, Waco is a fucked up place because most of the time, some of them are eggs, but most of them are plastic that have candy inside.
Yeah, well, see, my parents would do the thing where it was eggs, but hidden there were a couple of remember the legs, the plastic eggs things?
Yeah.
And they would put money in those.
Oh, they're gonna say
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it's like everybody was like looking for some eggs.
See, I
They did it right.
See, I didn't get that. I got
Just because you grew up in the ghetto, don't give this movie a bad
It's the
rating.
only way you're getting breakfast.
Just because you were Easter egg hunting at David Koresh's fucking joint doesn't mean every kid had that experience.
Yeah, well, I'm all
Come in
burnt
and-
and shit looking for Easter eggs.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't
Come
say
in, your dad's like, I hope you found some toast and bacon out there too.
Keep on looking, Corey.
I got boiled eggs, and Waco was a fucked up place. So all we did was take those eggs and throw them at people's houses later. So,
Obviously, it didn't teach Corey anything about hope.
we were
Giving up.
We would actually talk shit to the Easter Bunny at the mall because we just stand on the side and be like, "Motherfucker, we know you ain't real. Santa Claus, that's a real motherfucker, man. You ain't shit. We know there's a man in that suit. I don't like the Easter Bunny, man. That's something personal.
Hit you one too many times in the head with the boomerang.
I'm being serious. I just don't. When I
You
grew
used
up,
to
I
have
just,
buck teeth, didn't you?
no, I did. I did all gapped and shit. They used to call me the Easter Bunny. Hey, Corey, hide some eggs. Fuck you, man.
Corey's looking at the screen. No.
Don't make me hop over there.
I just thought the Easter Bunny. I just thought, why the fuck is there an Easter Bunny when I was
See,
growing up?
I mean, I'm with you, Leon. I thought the Easter Bunny was really fucking cool in this movie.
He's cool in the
Yeah.
movie. I'm just saying, I brought something personal to it.
He's
That's
almost
all.
like the Wolverine in a way because he doesn't even want Jack Frost there. He's telling Jack Frost, motherfucker, nobody knows you. We almost fucking
want you
forgot
here."
about you. Yeah, we don't need you here. We don't want you. All you do is wreck shit. You make things fucked up. And I'm like, you know what? That's a great point. I mean,
It
when
is.
Jack Frost is around, you have to forget. People are slipping and sliding during snow days.
Yep.
You
I
know,
know,
killing
Mars.
themselves on the street.
I
You
don't
got
know.
like you got like shit falling off the roofs of icicles falling off the roofs, killing kids.
Only
You know,
evil kids.
Well, you know what? You're right. And that's
and I
another
love
thing.
that.
Yeah, because Easter Bunny was like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to do my thing, and you make it cold and fuck up my shit."
Man, when I was
Yeah.
a kid, I was much more excited about a snow day than I was about Easter. That's all I have to say. Easter's fine and all.
Yeah, we grew up
but
here
waking
where
up
there
and
was
not
no
having
snow
to,
days.
waking up and not having to go to school. Now that's a holiday.
No, Jack Frost is another selfish bitch. He ain't done nothing for me when I grew up. Fuck him. Fuck him, man.
Apparently, nobody's done anything for you when you grew up.
Santa Claus every now and then. You know what, man? I will
He
say
let me
this.
sit on his lap.
Listen, I know it sounds like I'm not gonna let my personal biases get in the way of this. It is a,
Too late.
It is a gorgeous film, and
Yes.
and it is a lot of fun. It is very magical. If I was a kid, I would love this. This would be a classic for me. I would want to watch this every year. This is the kind of shit my mother would put on just to make me shut up because I would love it. No, it's
I want to put it on right now.
No.
Until she was like, "Here, watch a movie. You want some eggs?"
Oh God, here comes see somebody?
Get the tranquilizer shot. He's going crazy. He's going legs around that boy.
He's losing his mind.
No, I really did enjoy it. I mean, even at the points where maybe I wasn't enjoying the story, I think they fleshed out these characters. They made these characters. They put a lot of imagination into their development. There's a lot of joy in the design of the characters and the environments. And like I said, I mean, you know, if you're a little kid that buys into all this bullshit, then go ahead and then you'll love it. And I'm going to give this a high matinee because of the target that it's meant for. I think it is a very, very entertaining film for them.
The Grinch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked it. I did. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Hey, man, you're the captain. What else were you going to give it?
Of course. Hey, man. Hey, Liam, I'm just doing my duty, man. Giving matinees to all the boys and girls around the world. I'm the other legend.
Dark Knight, come here. Matinee for you. Twilight, you too. Come here. Matinee for you.
Matinees for everybody. Ho, ho, ho.
They need to make a movie with Captain Matinee and Captain Crunch getting together, fucking up kids all around.
Hey, I'm a guardian, all right? Leon, go on with your crazy ass opinion.
You know what? I didn't know what to expect coming in this movie, and just thinking like so many of these are just kind of like, all right, let's get this over with. I love this movie. And when Cole's compared to the Avengers, I was like, yeah, in the third act, that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, this is the Avengers for little kids. But just, you know, we talk so much about the visuals, but I just thought it was smart. And these movies, they usually cop out or they just go like, look, we're just making this for kids. Who cares? And I was like, it's like somebody said like, yes, we are definitely making this for kids, but there's no reason for it to not be dumb or to be fun. And it really like for the first time, it made me like want to believe in those characters. I was like watching, I was like, well, maybe there could be a Santa Claus, especially if he's like this,
wielding swords. Yeah.
But really, with everything that went into it, just like the sense of adventure and the sense of danger at times, I was like, wow, you know what? This is actually like, this is my second favorite animated film this year. I mean, next to Hotel Transylvania, because I was like, I'm just digging it so much. I wish I could just buy it right now and watch it again and watch it every season, because it's been a while since it's been a Christmas. Well, okay, take that back, because I really liked Arthur Christmas
I was
from
about
last
to
year.
say,
Yeah,
don't make me call you on that.
No. You're right. But it just seemed like there was a long gap where they weren't. Like, nobody was really trying with Christmas movies. They just like, look, we're gonna put these on TV, or we could put them in the theater, whatever. Who cares? It's Christmas. You're gonna buy it for your kids. Shut up. But I was like, this is something like, yeah, you could buy it or go see it for your kids. But I found it. I enjoyed it just as much as an adult. It's definitely a full price for me.
Well, you're absolutely right in the sense that, like, it seems like they're finally putting effort back into being creative with holiday films again, and it's about goddamn time. I mean, who cares what the home improvement guy is doing?
Right.
You know, I want to see somebody inject some like new imagination into these ideas. I mean, if you're going to use old stuff like Santa Claus, put a really new spin on it. And this does indeed manage to do that in a lot of ways. I mean, like I said, the stuff that's in here to warm the hearts of children, however old they may be, is indeed really well done. And I do agree. Visually,
He was old, man.
visually, this is so great. I might take psychedelic drugs again just to watch this when it comes out on Blu-ray.
You will.
It's so crazy.
Ain't no mic to it.
It's so over the top. It's so like, wow, it's constantly doing neat and unexpected stuff. I mean, there's always a team. There's probably 100 different animators working on this fucking thing, like drawing the various things, coming up with the concepts, and they were all on the same page.
Yeah.
In those terms of like, just go wild, let your imagination run free. And as a person watching this and looking for that sort of thing, your eyes darting around the screen, trying to capture every last thing that's happening, it's almost exhausting in a good way.
Yeah.
And it makes you just want to see it again. That being said, I do have to take marks against it because I really do agree with Corey about the villain. I just think
so glad you're back.
I think that the performance by the actor is just fine, but I never really buy into his motivation. I mean, I get that it's supposed to be parallel to Jack Frost, but that in and of itself, Jack Frost isn't all that interesting as a character in and of himself. And so that the bookends for the plot just were the least interesting parts of the whole thing. So I'm going to come back around and give this a low full price. I'm kind of between you two guys, but it is definitely something that if you have kids, you really need to take them to the theater to see this, because you're both going to get something out of it.
Wow, it's amazing what you just said about the Sandman. Did you say that?
No, he was talking about the villain.
Oh, okay,
I like the Sandman.
No, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Well, not much has changed.
Welcome back, Simon.
Cole was like, yeah, Dread was a good movie, wasn't it?
We kept your old spot warm for you.
The Dark Knight.
Is this thing on?
What you said about the Sandman?
No, I mean, the thing is that they made a character that doesn't even talk. I mean, they made him interesting for me. And I thought that was cool. The Sandman was like one of my favorite characters in this movie.
You bitch, I said that.
Did you?
Damn you.
No, I mean, and just the way I mean, the thing is that when you make him like the Boba Fett of this movie, you know, where it's like even when he's in the corner, you're like looking over there going, that guy's pretty cool. I mean, the movie is doing its job where it's making these characters that I'm surprised nobody else has even remotely thought about doing something like this before, you know, bringing these characters back that we all know and you know, a lot of kids still love, and made them interesting characters, make them have like enough interesting things going on about them that you keep wanting to know more and more about them. And hopefully, you know, they'll explore that, you know, when they make the sequels, if they ever do that, you know, because I would love to see this go on and on.
That's how I felt too. I want to know more about them.
Not to the point of exhaustion when they run out of ideas, but you know, I see a solid 3 good movie, a 3 trilogy going on here. But I mean, that's how much, you know, that shows just how much I really loved it. I loved the ideas of it. I love the visual aspect of it. It's really beautiful to look at in the theater. And the fact that, you know, they remember to bring the kids in, you know, and it's about the kids believing in all this shit, you know, that it makes you go, man, you know, I feel kind of an asshole for not really believing anymore, because damn, when you do believe, you see a lot of cool shit.
Right.
You see a lot of badass fights going on.
You keep a lot of people employed, like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
It could have helped Twinkie the Kid, you know, but if only we fucking believed. But
Can you
know,
imagine the amount of collateral damage there'd be if they all took physical presence, fighting and blowing shit up everywhere?
Hey, fuck it. Anything's better than F1. So, you know. But no, I mean, just the story aspect, the imagination. I mean, I give these filmmakers credit for actually, you know, appealing to kids, yet also appealing to the big kids. So this is a definite full price for me. I'm looking forward to seeing it again, and I look forward to the sequel. Hopefully, you know, they'll improve on the villains, so you guys stop bitching, and then, you know, we can all enjoy this fucking series.
You guys, I mean, you know, maybe it is a personal thing for me, because the villain was all about fear, and this movie is about combating fear.
You a scary motherfucker.
I'm just saying, I appreciate anything that's teaching the kids that, like, hey, don't let fear rule your life.
Yeah, but he was never really that scary, was my problem. I was like, if they really had seen
when he's taking out Santa Claus.
Yeah, but it wasn't that
Leon,
scary the way they did it.
Don't stop believing. Blah, 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 blah.
And you know what? You that's fine. You want to teach these kids fear? Y'all go ahead and make me the bad guy. Explaining those kids why Santa Claus, those kids who didn't get Christmas presents on Christmas morning, you explain to them why they didn't get shit that day.
Because they were bad.
Because Chewbacca was too busy flying the Millennium Falcon.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Stop being such badass kids, and maybe you'll get something next year.
Stop being you. Yeah.
Oh, is that why I don't get gifts from y'all every year? Okay. Oh, I thought it was because y'all were cheap.
Wings up, ladies, and take no prisoners.
You don't want to race a rabbit, mate.
My army's ready.
Everyone to the sleigh. Buckle up.
Where are the bloody seatbelts?
Ha! That was just expression. Yeah.